Hey ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel. As always, it is Nick here, back with your daily crypto news and analysis, and today we're going to be talking about Hedera or Hbar. As you guys already know, Hedera has been one of my main holdings, and I'm still very bullish on it. I do hold other assets, and I do talk about other assets a lot on this channel as well, including, Casper, ALBT, QNT, XRP, and so many more. But don't let that disregard the idea that I am extremely bullish on Hbar long term, probably more so than most assets that I am actually holding right now, hence why Hbar for the longest time has been my number one holding. But I will say this, Casper has beat Hbar in terms of my number one holding. Casper is now my number one hold. And in terms of what we're looking at for the Hbar ecosystem, Hbar is growing extremely well. They're doing everything that we've been looking at in terms of what we want to see. And from what I'm looking at Hbar essentially becoming, much bigger than Ethereum. And we're going to be talking about that. So sit back, relax, and before we fully jump into this video, I just want to ask if you guys could please leave a like on this video. It will greatly help the channel, and I do greatly appreciate it. So with the market sentiment, we are flipping bullish, extremely bullish, I should say, but we want Bitcoin to break over 60K currently. That is what we want to see. Now, tomorrow is the monthly candle close. I suspect that we will see some major moves as we do march forward on into tomorrow. We are seeing a lot of price movement throughout the entire market for a lot of altcoins, and Hbar is sitting down here up about 4.07%. Nothing too crazy in terms of price action has been happening lately, but I suspect that that will change very soon. We still have the trading volume down about 15.45%, and we only have about $76.7 million in volume, which is absolutely nothing. So until we do see some more major volume flow into Hbar, we're not going to see too much movement, but I will say this, the next major target point for Hbar is essentially 70 cents if we could make that next major move up above 46 cents. So I'm waiting for that to actually happen. Now, before we fully jump into this video, I just want to let you guys know that I am going to be having a 35% off sale. It is already live on the website. I'm going to be having the sale on the Ultimate Crusader Trading Bundle Pack until the end of December. So this is going to march us all the way into the new year. It is 35% off. It's going to be a 35% off sale for a very long time. So for anybody who does want to get the Ultimate Crusader Trading Bundle Pack at a discount, I know it's not 50% off like it was over the weekend, but it is going to be on sale for 35% off for a fairly long time for anybody who does want to get this at a discounted price. Also, this includes all of the content on the website as well as all feature content for free for anybody who is looking in order to purchase that, or if anybody is interested in that. Now, with that in mind, let's march on into this video. So we always look at Hbar and we always talk about Ethereum, we talk about, Solana, we talk about all of these other assets. So first off, we look here. In 3 years, Hbar will overtake Ethereum, or will take over Ethereum, I should say. Okay, and when we're talking about this, okay, I know a lot of people, look at this and probably think, yeah, whatever, that's cool, hopium, whatever. And a lot of people are saying, yes, by increasing the number of release supply, everything is possible. 30 billion tokens times $33.34 price level equals $1 trillion market cap easily. And a lot of people are kind of looking at this and probably saying, yeah, whatever. But when we're talking about the market cap for, Hbar, I know for, many people to look at this and say, yeah, Hbar at $29.16, it will be pretty much worth as much as Ethereum right now, which is an 85x, I should say. And a lot of people probably think that this is not going to happen until like 2030 plus. It's not going to happen for a very long time, blah, blah, blah. But the thing is, right now, currently, we are seeing Hbar pretty much outscale Ethereum. But we're also seeing Ethereum-based projects actually moving over to Hbar. We talk about this in terms of Suku, Proven DB, and multiple other projects as well. We're also seeing the Hedera NFT ecosystem grow exponentially, which is also very good to see. And I suspect at one point in time we will be worth, more than, essentially Bitcoin at current levels. Now, that doesn't mean that we're going to be worth more than Bitcoin in general. I'm just saying, anything is possible in this market, but this would be a 178x. Now, with this, we look at things like this. Ethereum developers are discussing various solutions in order to lower Ethereum transfer fees, which is funny to say the least because, Ethereum being the number 2 asset in the space is very limited in terms of scale and payments. But hey, again, when we're talking about this, it's funny because we do see here comments on Ethereum from the DTCC's Project Whitney not fit for use in an institutional setting. And look at this, right? Despite utilizing a tool to help determine the optimal gas limit for on-chain transactions, large time variances were observed for certain processes such as batch minting tokens, which at times took as little as seconds, but during periods of high network activity could take 15 minutes or longer. And by the way, this is high network activity. So it's not scalable, one. And of course, as you see here, similarly, during times of high network activity, transaction costs were highly variable, posing potential risk for financial institutions that need to be able to estimate the budget their cost to operate, especially during times of high volatility. While users of the Ethereum network benefit from the widespread availability of open source tolling, we found that many of the solutions are not fit for use in an institutional setting. Interesting. So why wouldn't you believe that Hbar, being an enterprise-grade DLT, that is pretty much the most utilized DLT as well, the greenest, the most sustainable, and it is the highest scalable asset in this space right now, with, I know that it's pretty much at 10,000 transactions per second right now. It's pretty much throttled at that. I just want you guys to understand that, first off, 10,000 transactions per second is not even needed yet. It is so early that we won't even need that many transactions per second for anything in terms of a financial institution. 2,000 transactions per second alone is enough to pretty much have a massive scale for a lot of these financial institutions and banking needs, especially in an institutional setting. So, right now, for Hbar having 10,000 transactions per second throttled with the idea of 500,000 plus transactions per second, unlimited transactions per second as well with sharding, it's going to be well above Ethereum in terms of market cap, just so you guys know. And this is telling us that Ethereum at some point in time is just not going to be utilized in a proper environment that it needs to, or I should say that it's focused on. Okay, so at some point in time, Ethereum will no longer be in the top 5 in my mind. We also see here 1.3. This is an Ethereum-based token, correct? Now, shout out to Danny Ide for this. We looked at a lot of blockchain options. We decided for Hedera Hashgraph, in many ways, it's just like it was built for a project like ours. Now, this is talking about we've been working with the Hbar Foundation. I don't know whether the press release goes out this next couple of days. We're a recipient of a grant from the Hbar Foundation. They recognize that what we have got is pretty unique. We're quite excited about this collaboration. And of course, this is talking about gaming. This is pretty huge, especially for the metaverse and stuff like that, and the NFT industry for gaming and stuff. And we do see our 33. In case you missed it, this was the previous threads below, which I've talked about this. I've talked about, pretty much how big this could be as well. In terms of what we are seeing, all right, we're seeing a lot of projects choose Hbar over Ethereum because of, guess what? We go back to this, and we talk about the scalability problems, we talk about the transactional cost. There is a lot of problems for any developer building on the Ethereum network. So why wouldn't they choose something like Hedera? Okay, and we do see here, costs $1, 3 Hbar right now to mint an NFT on Hedera, and 5 cents in gas for the person buying it to receive it. This is exactly why people are going to be choosing Hedera over, guess what? Ethereum. And of course, here are those transactional costs. I mean, come on. It's night and day. It's a huge difference that you could essentially see. And of course, when we're talking about a 100x opportunity, because when we're talking about, this, or we'll just say something like this, right? We'll say at a $1 trillion market cap, okay? At a $1 trillion market cap, which I suspect is fairly easy for us to achieve, even by the next bull run, okay? That's 161x from our current levels. Now, will this happen next bull run? It's very well possible, especially if we're talking about a utility-driven market. Now with this, we look here, given that 100x gem is trading, I nominate Hbar the future 100x investment. In my opinion, based on the following data, Hbar is the most undervalued coin in the crypto space. And shout out to Zepsi, right? And he's talking about pretty much Shinhan Bank and how essentially these major banks and these major financial institutions are building on Hedera. When asked, why is Hbar the most undervalued cryptocurrency, don't just say because it is the most used, most secure, and most sustainable public DLT. Don't just say because major banks are building on it. Just show them this, okay? First off, we look at Ethereum versus, competitors. And again, when we're talking about, the transactional data flows, the market cap and stuff like that, look at where Hbar is in terms of the market cap comparison. It is the most undervalued right now, okay? And of course, we look at the total number of transactions. Obviously, we are outscaling it 10 times fold, right? And of course, We're looking at the GC members, of course, as well, because this is massive. Okay, and of course, the largest growth fund of ecosystems as well. And by the way, when I say that we're outscaling Ethereum 10 times fold, it's not the fact that we're outscaling them in terms of transactions 10 times. It's the fact that we're outscaling Ethereum in transactions in the time that we achieve these transactions, by the way. It's absolutely crazy and ridiculous. Okay, so we even see here, right? Wow. Very well stated and extremely well displayed. Network growth will be exponential, and so will price, in my honest opinion. When $5, 3 to 12 months. When $55, 24 to 36 months. When $555, 48 to 60 months. I suspect that we could be at some major high targets, especially as we do march forward on. Okay, and of course, when we're looking at some of those projects that have left, Ethereum and came over to, Hedera, we just see our Suku ecosystem is building a DeFi solution to provide micro loans to smaller businesses and independent creators by incentivizing them to provide information about their products and services to the ecosystem. Now, I just want you guys to understand that when we're talking about what is happening behind closed doors, okay, there is so much that is going on that hasn't even been announced. There's NDAs, there's stuff like that that has to go through the legal process for things to be announced. But we're looking at just the bare minimum here. Okay, Suku is incredible as an ecosystem. They're going to be doing a lot of things, especially in the DeFi scene and stuff like that. I'm very excited for that. And of course, we're talking about so much more being announced. Now, what is going to prosper Hbar to $1 trillion plus or 100x opportunity? What is going to do that? Well, it's Web3 adoption. Okay, learning Web3 today is like buying a Bitcoin when it was $10. Okay, and this is the truth, and I'm not going to go into depth on, pretty much all these resources. If you guys do want to learn Web 3.0, you guys are more than welcome to look up that and pretty much read into it. But Web3 is going to change the game, especially considering the fact that crypto is going to be at the heart and soul of Web3. We even see here, in a nutshell, Web3. Right? We look at Web 1, we look at Web 2, and Web 3. Okay, we look at virtual economies, we look at networks, we look at blockchain cloud, decentralized as well as, there's so much to go into depth with, Web 3. We talk about NFTs, we talk about, for an example, the metaverse. There's so much. This is going to be a huge market at scale, $140 trillion plus. We even see here the landscape of Web3 projects. Now, the best part about this is that you never see Hbar even listed on these. Try to find Hbar on here. You will not find it because not a lot of people are understanding how big Hbar will play a big role within this ecosystem. That is why I say that we're so early still, because not a lot of people even care to look at Hbar. They don't even care about it at all. Again, Web 3.0 starts getting the attention it's deserving. Metaverse plus Web3 tokens soon equals Moon. Okay, and here's Web 2.0 apps. Here's Web 3.0 dApps, Brave, Storage, IPFS. There's so many other ones as well. And these are just the bare minimum, by the way. Of course, we look at Web 1.0, Web 2.0, and Web 3.0. At Web 3.0, I honestly think that the curve is going to be much, steeper. I think it's going to be a lot steeper. Okay, because this is a 1.1 trillion, this is 5.9 trillion. They're projecting us to be at $140 trillion. And this is going to 2025 beyond. And 2025, around 2024 to 2025 is the next major bull run. And of course, we do look here, Web3 rebrand, going to send it. Yes, and this is internet versus crypto adoption. We haven't even seen, the main focus point just yet. Crypto is still growing and growing and growing. We haven't even hit the tip of the iceberg for adoption yet. Crypto is going to grow at an absolute massive rate. Okay, and Hbar, in my mind, holds a large piece of this pie. $140 trillion. Okay? Just think about that. At 1% of that market share, that's what we are at. A 226x. Okay, and considering the fact that Hbar is still in its infancy stages, which we know from this chart here, right? One second, let me go to the next slide here. August 2019 is when we launched. August 2019. And in the span of a little over 2 years, we have grown astronomically. Just think about where we will be in another 2 years, another 4 years, another 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 years. By 2030, Okay? Hbar could easily be worth $100 to $200 to $300 to even $500 plus. Okay, and I'm not telling you guys this to give you guys hopium. I'm just telling you guys what we are seeing within the Hedera ecosystem. It is prospering well beyond a lot of these other blockchains, especially Ethereum. Okay, Ethereum has done its job. It was the second generation crypto asset. Now the third generation has appeared. Not a lot of people care about it. They call it a centralized garbage coin. They make up all this fun about the tokenomics. It's, it's not deflationary, it's inflated, blah, blah, blah. Listen, you could clearly see where Hedera pretty much stands in this market. And in the future of Web 3.0, we are going to grow astronomically, and I'm very, very excited for the future of this asset. So with that being said, I hope that you all enjoyed this video. If you guys did, definitely leave a like, subscribe, turn notifications on. If you guys want more free content, you guys are more than welcome to follow me on Twitter and join the free Discord down in the description below. As always, I hope that you all have a beautiful day or a beautiful night wherever you guys are in this beautiful world. This has been Nick. Peace out, guys.